again, this may sound like a loaded question, but if as an individual you realize that and you don't want to hand your power away, it seems as though there's not a lot that you can practically do about it in today's world without falling foul of the law.
Yeah.
So I say again, it sounds like a loaded question or an invalid question, but what can people in that situation begin to do in order not to give their power away?
Russell, once again, we've got to start with where we're at. So it really starts with the individual. Waking up, first of all, to the fact that it doesn't actually always just have to bow down to the man-made law of Big Brother, but that he actually does have some ability within himself to start fighting the system. Whatever it is within that system that he finds to be unjust. Really, once again, we're back to the concept of having personal power. But realize why I say we're back to the concept of personal power. You must at least have enough personal power, at least, to believe sufficiently enough in yourself to be able to say, I find that what is happening in my life right now unjust, and whatever is at my disposal, I'm going to start fighting it. You must at least have that much personal power. But if you are caught in a mindset which says to you, but what can I do? I'm one man alone against the entire system. Well, then you're never going to be able to do anything about it, because you're already defeated by your own mindset.
Yeah.
But if you truly believe that whether you win or whether you lose, but it's important enough for you to use whatever is available to you to fight against what you don't believe is right, your example of fighting for yourself will once again, coming back to the community, will begin to rub off on the people around you. And within time, you find yourself being surrounded and supported by like-minded individuals who, like you, are now wanting to start to fight for their rights. And that in turn has a snowball effect. And more people start feeling, well, if they can do it, then surely I can also do it. So what I'm saying is there is no easy, quick solution to change where we're at. But if we start where we're at, and we start with what we can do, literally, we can change the world.
Okay. So it's about getting involved in a way.
Yes.
Being more proactive in what you can do.
Yes.
Not only in your life, but let's say vis-a-vis the political process in whichever country you happen to live. I'm not really asking a question, I'm asking you to corroborate whether I've understood you correctly or not. Some people see, or rather not see, but they feel that by not participating in the political process, whether it's not voting or not really caring about the political situation in their particular country, they feel they're doing something. But what you seem to be saying is one should become involved if you want to see change.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You're not going to change anything by being a passive onlooker.
True. True.
You're just become a sitting duck.
Before I move on to economics, I'd just like to ask, in terms of politics, again, one always sees that duality in the world out there. On the one hand, we have the capitalistic approach to politics, and what we have seen in the world, which seems to be over for now, was the communistic approach to politics. As I said just now, I think it's the same with tax. I'm not too sure where the lines fall anymore between money, economics and politics, because they all seem inextricably intertwined.
True.
What is your view on communism? Firstly, as a political system,
Yes.
and then what's really behind it? What was the drive behind that urge towards communism?
Yes. Once again, Russell, like what I said just now about the income tax, I feel that where communism started, if one looks at the early writings, the everything about what Marx set out to teach. So yes, if you look at his early writings, everything was about looking after the individual as a member of a greater whole. And by looking after the individual, you're automatically caring for the greater whole, and vice versa. So really, where it all started was phenomenally good. And it was what I like to look upon as being the beginnings of true group consciousness. In other words, if we want society to thrive, we've got to make sure that the individuals which make up society also thrive. And of course, there's only one way in which to make sure that everybody keeps thriving. The greater whole must also thrive, so that when a member within society falls, the greater whole can be there to help them back up onto their feet again. So when one looks at it from the early concepts of communism, there was nothing wrong with it. It was absolutely beautiful, and the concept was pure, and it really could have worked, I believe, had not the power-hungry politicians of this world come in and corrupted the whole thing into having power over. Because of course that is where communism fell flat on its face, ultimately. So instead of the state looking after the people, the state became the power over the people, and that's where it all fell apart.